This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. Welcome to episode 268. Not 269, 268. I've never been so disappointed in my life. So this episode is brought to you by Dobos Delight. Yeah, that's right, Josh. Looking for delicious Hungarian pastries, look no further than Dobos Delights. I've joked before about promo codes, but I do have an announcement, and actually soon, and probably by the time that this comes out, there will be a promo code to use at dobosdelights.com. I don't know the exact amount that you'll get a discount for, but I have talked to them, and they said they're very excited to get us our very own promo code for their website. So
nice.
Yeah, so enjoy all the Hungarian pastries that you would like.
So it's going to be like, instead of the number that normally it'll be like whatever the promo code is plus like 25 at the end to get 25% off. It'll be BTP01 or something like that. Is that?
I think it's going to be 6.9 cents off every order.
All right.
But I will say this for them. They are in Ohio. I don't know, some town in Ohio, but they do ship to everywhere. So you don't have to live in Ohio to get it. And I will say this, one of the toughest critics of Hungarian baked goods is my mother. And the cake that they sent me and that we got from them got 2 thumbs up for my mom. And that is a huge thumbs thing for them. So, yeah, check them out. Dobos Delights.
Do we know the code yet, or that'll be a thing coming out later?
That'll be, yeah, that's, he was unable to confirm a code to me yet. So when we get it, I will let him know. And like I said, we'll put it to everybody. And please support local business.
I didn't see you record and post this thumbs up by your mother onto the BTP TikTok account.
I should. I haven't used that TikTok in a while.
I don't think any of us have in a while. It's been a hot minute.
You know why? Because we're on Discord now, people. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all Benchwarmers today. So if you haven't heard this by now, I'm your host, Eid. We will have a game with Matt and Scott versus Benchwarmer Josh and newcomer Eric Walling. Eric, how you doing, sir? Why don't you take a minute, let us know where you're from?
Well, born and raised somewhere, live somewhere, fan of someone.
How many sports teams do you love?
All of them.
Oh my God. Right. Here we go.
Most of them. Let's just be honest. I mean, Houston, no. I'm slightly better than the well done that I called myself yesterday medium well that I referred to myself as yesterday during the Patreon episode, getting over a cold and a handful of vacations. And now researching Hungarian pastries because I did not know what a bagli was, or a hayash, or a kifli.
It's a kifli.
A hayash? Sounds very much like a hi Josh.
I was going to say, that's how I greet Josh when I've had a few too many. Hi, Josh.
They all look delicious.
Anyway, Walling's teaming up with, I don't know, who did I say? Josh?
Josh.
Josh, how you doing, sir?
Good. I think my voice was better yesterday than it is today. I was at a Foo Fighters concert on Sunday night. I didn't mention that yesterday, but so if I'm a little gravelly today, it's because it was like the Foo Fighters played for just under 3 hours, and yeah, that's if you ever get a chance to see the Foo Fighters, even if you like them just a little, go do it. They put on an amazing show.
You sing along to Everlong?
I certainly did. That was their capper on their encore. So yeah, I'm feeling a little gravelly on the voice, but other than that, things are good.
All right, and over to Matt or actually Josh. Do you guys have a team name today?
We do. Kick it back to Eric. He came up with it.
Josh managed to visit me in one of those cities that I've claimed as home, and he got to experience a fun Kansas City night of 94% humidity and 98 degrees outside. And so I rewarded him with a barbecue dinner at the lovely Jack Stack barbecue in Kansas City. So come see me, and I can't promise Hungarian bakeries, but I can promise barbecue. And in that vein, Josh and I, since we have shared a plate now, we're just 2 guys who shared barbecue.
So I'll bring the Hungarian baked goods. You bring the barbecue.
Deal.
We will literally not move for about 3
It would
days.
just be a pile of whatever goulash is, but pastry.
Belts are optional.
You guys just tell me where you're meeting in betwixt, and I will. I'll be there.
All right. And Matt and Scott, how you gentlemen doing?
I got another confession to make. I like the Foo Fighters. Yeah, I haven't seen them in concert, but I definitely want to. I actually think some of their mid 2000s stuff is better than gets credit for. Obviously, their late 90s stuff is, I think, their most well known stuff. But I like some of their mid 2000s stuff. A couple of good albums in there. And I'm just talking about them because I have nothing else going on. So I'll just throw it over to Matt for our team name.
Their album Congregation, in my opinion, is my favorite album.
Yes.
They did an HBO special for each song. They did a 1 hour special where they went to a different recording studio somewhere, and they talked about the culture and the history of music in that city, like Austin or Nashville or Chicago or LA or Washington, D.C., etc.
Niagara Falls.
And yes, Niagara Falls was on there. No, it wasn't.
Should be their next album.
But it was so intriguing. And the one that they did in LA, they didn't actually do it in LA. They were only there for a hot minute. They were up in the desert. And then all of a sudden, what's his name? Walsh, spacing on his first name. Help me out. Eagles.
Oh, Joe Walsh?
No, the guitar player. Oh my gosh, guys.
Bill Walsh.
Not Bill Walsh, not the football coach.
Oh, Steve Walsh, the quarterback.
Oh my God. Seriously. I can't think of his first name. Anyway, he walks out in the middle of the cold and in the middle of the cold and when they're doing the recording at the end of the episode and just absolutely slays a guitar solo. So it was awesome. But anyway, Joe Walsh. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
One I said at the beginning, and then Matt was like, no.
You didn't say Joe. You said Bill like 14 times.
I said Joe Walsh.
He said Joe. He did say Joe first.
On a different note, Eid, are Zerbos pretty tasty? Have you ever had a Zerbo?
Zerbo is I make it every Christmas actually. So it's my Zerbo.
Zerbo. It looks delicious on those delights.
It is.
And our team name is going to be called, I thought it'd be funny if we had something like OnlyFans, but fans with a PH. So our name is going to be called, instead of the whole OnlyFans, we're going to be called the Benchwarmers Only Fam page. Because number one, we're all family. Number two, there's only one of us. I guess fam, not fams. Fam. What? Okay, whatever. Who cares? Don't think about it too much.
I never do. You know who also doesn't think about it a lot? Dan. And he's got some rules for us.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right? Let's get this game underway.
All right. Today's first quarter will be, wait for it, sporting haikus.
Sporting haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
Question number 1. Fighting Irish back. Wore the star for 4 seasons. Brother is Thomas.
Checked in.
I already forgot your team name has checked in.
Benchwarmers Only Fams. Only Fam.
Yeah, the Benchwarmers Only fan page has checked in. So that means we're just 2 guys that shared barbecue. Or just a couple of guys who shared barbecue can talk it out.
Jones. Julius Jones. Julio Jones. Yeah, it's Julius. Right? Yeah.
I mean, isn't that one of your teams that he played for?
Yeah, it is. It's at least one. I just can't. I'm feeling very unconfident about his first name. So Julius is the one that
That sounds familiar to me. So let's go with that.
Okay. All right. Julius Jones.
All right. And Only Fam?
Yeah. Actually, surprised it was only 4 seasons because I felt like he was there forever. But we also checked in with Julius Jones.
All right, both teams getting their points. Correct answer is Julius Jones. Yeah, it was 4 seasons. Then he went over to Seattle for 1.5, and then I think he went somewhere. I think Seattle traded him or released him or something, and he picked up somewhere else. All right. Question number 2. Razorbacks Speedback wore the star for 5 seasons, not Darren McFadden.
Josh, we can check this in.
Okay.
All right.
All right, just a couple of guys at Share Barbecue have checked in.
I'm really glad I was teamed with you if we're going to get all this Cowboys stuff.
BTP only fams, talk it out.
We don't have to. This is Felix Jones. He gets mentioned a lot whenever I talk about Jerry Jones and running backs, and then he always goes Felix Jones. Yeah, we're gonna check in with Felix Jones.
All right, and the Barbecue Boys.
Another one of the failed string of first-round picks for a good 2 decades that set the Cowboys on the course that they're on right now, of Felix Jones.
Both teams getting their points. Yes, it is Felix Jones, and yeah, probably shouldn't have been a first-round pick. I still remember when they picked him. It was still one of those like, what? Okay, it's like when the Bills picked C.J. Spiller. I'm like, you need more running backs. Anyway, all right. Question number 3. Big Gamecocks back, wore the star for 4 seasons, replaced a legend.
We are going to check in.
The BTP only fam is checked in. The boys who like barbecue talk it out.
I'm pretty sure it's not anyone on the current roster, and it has to be the guy that replaced Emmett, and I think that's Troy Hambrick.
Okay. I'll trust you on that.
Okay. Troy Hambrick.
All right, and the BTP only fam.
I don't know. I feel like I disagree with Walling, and Ezekiel Elliott was replaced by Tony Pollard, and then Tony Pollard was replaced by Ezekiel Elliott. So I'm not sure which one's the legend and which one's not. Yeah. We also checked in with Troy Hambrick.
All right, both teams getting their points. Yes, it is the very large Gamecock, Troy Hambrick. I mean, he wasn't even that big. He was like 230 pounds, but that's pretty big for a running back. Anyway. All right, on to question 4. Golden Gopher back, wore the star for 6 seasons, passed away too soon.
We can check in.
All right. Just a couple of guys who shared barbecues checked in. The Benchwarmers only fan page can talk it out.
This is my platter that I served to you. You can have this one, bud.
Yeah. Not Maroney. Starts with an M. You know it. Just tell me. Don't make me sit here and.
Marion Barber.
Oh yeah, Marion Barber the third. Yep.
All right. Just a couple of guys that share barbecue. Your answer.
Yeah, the card that is given the full glare here, that is my autographed Marion Barber the third card.
All right. Both teams getting their points here. Yes. The correct answer is probably one of my favorite Cowboys of all time. And with one of the greatest 2-yard runs in NFL history against the Patriots. It's Marion Barber the third.
Gone way too soon.
So both teams sweeping that round. So after the first quarter, both teams have 100 points.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
And today's second quarter will be the missing link.
No.
The Missing Link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. If a team checks in first via chat to the host with the correct theme before the 5th question, they will earn 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with the correct theme guess. If neither team has checked in with the correct theme before the 5th question, each team can earn 50 points with the correct answer to the theme after the 5th question.
Only one of those haikus was short a syllable. I'm proud of you.
Short? Which one was short?
Big Gamecock's back is 4 syllables.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Big game Cox back.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, you know what? The fact that he was maybe only one syllable off out of the whole four
I know.
questions.
What an improvement.
Kudos. That's
MIP, most improved player.
Question number 1 for the missing link. This linebacker and multiple Super Bowl champion admitted in 2005 to using steroids and has appeared in several Adam Sandler movies. I do not believe that those two statements are related.
We'll check in.
All right, just a couple of guys at Share Barbecues checked in. Benchwarmers only fan page. Talk it out.
All right, this linebacker, multiple Super Bowl champion, his career was probably over before 2005.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler movies, probably Longest Yard.
I mean, Waterboy, maybe also.
Did Bill Romanowski?
That's the first name that came to my head.
That's the first
too.
name that came to my head, just because I'm pretty sure he admitted to taking steroids, even though I'm pretty sure we
What?
all knew.
No.
Yeah, like
Get
admitted-
out of here.
admitted.
Totally. That is brand
Yeah.
new information.
All right, checking in Bill Romanowski.
And over to just a couple of guys at Share Barbecue.
We also came up very quickly with Romanowski.
Both teams getting their points. The correct answer is Bill Romanowski, and his movie credits go to The Longest Yard, Get Smart, Bedtime Stories, Jack and Jill, Blended, and The Benchwarmers.
Oh, so he wasn't in the good Adam Sandler movie.
No. Theme linked answer so far, Bill Romanowski. Question number 2. This pitcher played for 10 years with 4 teams, having 2 stints with the Angels and the White Sox. And as I mentioned in a question in the past, he's definitely left-handed.
Oh, damn it. I'm an idiot. We'll check in.
Just a couple of guys at Share Barbecues checked in. The Benchwarmers only fan page could talk it out.
I feel like I'm not getting the joke.
Me neither.
Um,
It's either going to be where it just immediately clicks with us, or we don't know this because this is something that we're missing something here.
let me think of that 05 White Sox team. Garcia, Contreras, Burley, John Garland. I don't think he played for the Angels. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't even have to be a starter. I don't know who this is. Want to throw out a lucky name?
A Lucky Rodriguez.
I was gonna say Rodriguez would work. Yeah. Yeah, we can do Rodriguez. That's fine.
Okay.
We're gonna check in with Rodriguez.
All right, and over to the barbecue.
Took a minute for this one to get to me on the rebound. But the reason that he's definitely left-handed is because if he tried to throw right-handed, it would either he would not have a hand or need a prosthetic. And so we checked in with Jim Abbott.
All right, one team getting their points here. Yes, the man who is definitely left-handed is Jim Abbott. So far, theme-linked answers we have Bill Romanowski and Jim Abbott. Question number 3. This wide receiver called it a career after the 2023 NFL season. He finished his final season with 5 receptions for 39 yards. Most recently, it was announced that he would be joining the SEC network as a studio analyst.
all right. We'll check in.
All right, just a couple of guys that shared barbecues checked in. Benchwarmers only fam. Talk it out for another 8 seconds.
We don't have to.
The answer is Randall Cobb. We were just not checking in because we wanted to discuss the theme. So yeah, Randall Cobb.
All right, and barbecue.
That was the second name we came up with, and that's the one we also went with because, yeah, I don't think he had a very good year after, because wasn't he with the Jets last year? And
The only reason he would get passes got hurt 4 plays into the
right. So so we also checked in with Randall Cobb.
All right, both teams getting their points. Yes, it is Randall Cobb, and like Scott said, he followed Aaron to the Jets, and that just clearly didn't work out. And
Yeah, you know he was on the sidelines. That play happens. He goes, "I'm done."
Alan Lazard was the same thing.
That's it for me, guys.
Yeah.
So far, theme-linked answers: Bill Romanowski, Jim Abbott, and Randall Cobb. Question number 4. What one-time Rookie of the Year and NL MVP was suspended for the remaining 65 games of the 2013 regular season, as well as the postseason after violating the league drug policy? He would later admit to using PEDs during his MVP season.
All right, you want to check in?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's check in.
Just a couple of guys that shared barbecues checked in. Benchwarmers only fam, talk it out.
I think this is Ryan Braun.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
because the MVP I think was that 2011, I believe, the year Matt Kemp should have won it. All right, you're gonna check in with Ryan Braun.
Okay, and the guys that shared barbecue.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers' best friend, who he defended to the death in the first peek behind the crazy curtain, Ryan Braun.
Okay, both teams getting their points here. The correct answer is Ryan Braun.
If you go down at the hands of Eric Walling when he's on the mound, the only way to up your game is to start taking performance enhancing drugs. So
It's, yeah, you know.
there's been times where I've lost Walling on this podcast and I did PEDs right after. I mean,
Performance enhancing donuts.
I also won my appeal. That's why I'm still here.
All right, theme linked answers after question 4. Bill Romanowski, Jim Abbott, Randall Cobb, and Ryan Braun. All right, question number 5. This owner passed away in July of 2010, the day of the 81st MLB All-Star Game.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Mhm.
check in.
All right, just a couple of guys that share barbecue checked in. Only fam, talk it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Scott threw out Marge Shot originally.
Eric loves to just bring up Marge Shot.
I kind of hesitated on that one because I thought Marge Shot was like in her 70s, like in the 80s, and she was a heavy smoker and drinker. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
but-
she didn't last till 2010, but I don't know. So, and
You
then
say
as soon
that
as I said that,
you
Scott
said it seems like a long shot. He made it to 2010.
and then Scott said Steinbrenner, and I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you want to
we're
do that?
gonna check in with George Steinbrenner.
All right, and barbecue boys.
Funny, that is almost exactly the discussion we had as well. That the first name that Walling put out was Marge Schott, and he's like, or was she earlier? And I was like, I was pretty sure she was earlier. And then I was trying to think of that general time frame. I was like,
Yep.
isn't that around the time that Steinbrenner died? And he typed back George Steinbrenner. I'm like, yep, that's
Yeah,
the guy.
yes, not the other.
Yep. So we also checked in with George Steinbrenner.
I don't know if I should be offended by the fact that everybody thinks I'm writing questions about Marge Shot a lot. But I'm not offended because I actually was thinking about writing a Marge Shot question and I didn't. I held back and I didn't do it. So.
Typical.
But yeah, both teams getting their points on this one. The correct answer is George Steinbrenner. All right, so theme linked answers: Bill Romanowski, Jim Abbott, Randall Cobb, Ryan Braun, and George Steinbrenner. I had one theme submitted earlier and it was incorrect, so both teams have a minute to try to hash this out.
I don't believe you.
Your answer may be correct, but it's not what I'm looking for.
You're trying to tell me that Walling never struck out Jim Abbott?
I mean, all he does is bunt. You just got to kind of throw it
'Cause
a little high or a little low.
I could buy you striking out George Steinbrenner. I could strike out George Steinbrenner.
I have nothing on this.
Well, you got anything on this?
No, yes, no, no.
So we should just, the four of us should just talk this out all
We
together.
probably should, because if you guys seem to have about as much clue as we do.
I asked Matt if there was a Romanowski salad after Cobb came out.
The Abbott
This
salad.
isn't David's.
Abbott
used
salad
that
sounds
one.
like it could be a thing, right?
Yeah, that's when I said if it's not a thing, then I'm sure they're out there. There is something called the Abbott salad. So
The Romanowski salad.
It's the Randall that's the one that doesn't make any sense in all of these. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah, I'm
could find a
trying to
match
think
for everything.
other
Bill,
Randalls.
I'm not even sure
I
I
know.
got anything for Bill, Jim, Ryan, and George.
Yeah.
Besides their white people's names.
Well,
The
Randall
knockoff
could be a white
Beatles.
person's name too.
Are they all Seinfeld characters, like in some way, shape, or form? Because George
Possibly.
Steinbrenner, in and of
But Randall
himself,
Cobb, though?
Randall,
No, just like Randall-
Jim, Bill, Ryan.
I don't know. Look, you guys got a better guess?
All right, you guys done? Can we move on?
All right, Seinfeld characters.
Is that what you're going with?
Sure.
Yes,
All right.
we are too.
So, question 1, Romanowski. There's somebody named Franklin Delano Romanowski. Then you have Mickey Abbott, Bob Cobb, Lloyd Braun, and George Steinbrenner. So yes, they are Seinfeld characters.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, they piggybacked on ours, so apparently we both get 50 with the
You
last
both get
second
0
throw in.
because it doesn't matter for anybody point wise.
I know. Hey, we want those points though to be able to wager at the end. So
Oh, is that what it is?
hey, we
Yeah.
threw out the guess and they copied it right before
All
we
right,
started.
that's fine. I will put both in. You both get 50 points. I hope you're
Yes.
happy. All right. So after the second quarter, we have the Benchwarmers only fan page with 230 and just a couple of guys that share barbecue slightly ahead with 250. And that brings us to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions. Each question is worth 25 points.
And if you know who I am, you know this is going to be more Weird Al.
I'm gonna feel bad if I get any of these wrong.
I hope
I
not.
picked a good team.
There's no way.
unfortunately.
This is just to be ridiculous. I don't even care if anybody knows these. Josh will know them, but yeah.
I mean, I hope I know them.
So I just want you to name the Weird Al song with the following lyrics. Question number 1. Then we drive to the drive-thru, heading off to the drive-thru. We're approaching the drive-thru, getting close to the drive-thru, almost there at the drive-thru. Now we're here at the drive-thru. Here in line at the drive-thru. Did I mention the drive-thru?
We can check in.
All right.
Derek, do you want me to
Yeah, man. I had my Cowboys round. This is all you.
all right. Do you want me to tell you what it is, or just do you want to hear it when I say it?
I'll just hear it when you say it.
All
That's
right.
fine.
BTP only fam, talk it out, please.
All right, man. Here's my thought. Initially, I was like, it's probably just drive through.
That's what I was thinking too.
But then, as he was saying it, the way he said it, what was one of them, Eric? Could you just read one of them? Like pulling up to the drive-thru. Is that one of them? Is that what he said?
Almost there at the drive-thru. Now we're here at the drive-thru. Here in line at the drive-thru.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
in my head, man, I heard almost there at the drive-thru. The same way R.
the
Kelly
car
did
wash?
Trapped in the Closet. So I wonder if this is like Trapped in the Drive-Thru, to play off of R. Kelly. Because Trapped in the Closet, he says closet about 917 times, and that's actually not an exaggeration. That's where my head's at. So just gonna check in with Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
Okay, and barbecue.
Good sussing out, Scott. That is exactly the parody,
Hey, good job.
and it is Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
Both teams getting their points. Look at that. It's so long and beautiful.
It's
yes.
hilarious.
Yes, it's so good. Anyway, question number 2. So I got in my car and I drove over to the donut shop and I walked on up to the guy behind the counter and he says, "Yeah, what do you want?" I said, "You got any glazed donuts?" He said, "No, we're out of glazed donuts." I said, "Well, you got any jelly donuts?" He said, "No, we're out of jelly donuts." I said, "You got any Bavarian cream-filled donuts?" He said, "No, we're out of Bavarian cream-filled donuts." I said, "You got any cinnamon rolls?" He said, "No, we're out of cinnamon rolls." I said, "You got any apple fritters?" He said, "No, we're out of apple fritters." I said, "You got any bear claws?" He said, "Wait a minute, I'll go check."
We can check in.
Just a couple of guys that shared barbecue have checked in. Benchwarmers only fam, talk it out.
Was that a haiku?
Yes.
I have a thought that I would assume is not right, and I'm just waiting to hope that Matt has something better.
You have a thought?
Yeah, my thought is it's just called Donut Shop, and it's like 50 cents candy shop, but it's Donut Shop. That's my thought. But he already did parodied Into Club with Into Tub, so I don't know if he would go back to the 50 cent well. So
Yeah.
It's like 200 Michael Jackson parodies. So.
yeah, that's fair. But I mean,
Two.
that's what put him on the map. So he just kept going back to it. Fine, we'll just do Donut Shop checked in.
And over to just a couple of guys that share barbecue.
Well, on that 2+ week trip I took with my wife, we actually spent a day in this city, and that is Albuquerque.
One team getting their points. The correct answer is Albuquerque. And one thing I guess people that aren't Weird Al fans don't realize is that he does not just parody songs. He has a lot of his own original songs. So this is not technically a parody.
Hello, listeners. This is Editor Taco from the future. What you're about to hear is Eric Eid listing tools and supplies for home improvement projects for roughly a minute. If you're not interested in listening to those kind of Weird Al lyrics, you have my permission as well as Scott's permission to skip ahead. Thank you.
All right, question number 3. They got Allen wrenches, gerbil feeders, toilet seats, electric heaters, trash compactors, juice extractors, shower rods, and water meters, walkie-talkies, copper wires, safety goggles, radial tires, BB pellets, rubber mallets, fans, and dehumidifiers, picture hangers, paper cutters, waffle irons, window shutters, paint removers, window louvers, masking tape and plastic gutters, kitchen faucets, folding tables, weather stripping, jumper cables, hooks and tackle, grout and spackle, power foggers, spoons, and ladles. Pesticides for fumigation, high-performance lubrication, metal roofing, waterproofing, multi-purpose insulation, air compressors, brass connectors, wrecking chisels, smoke detectors, tire gauges, hamster cages, thermostats, and bug deflectors, trailer hitch demagnetizers, automatic circumcisers, tennis rackets, angle brackets, Duracells, and energizers, soffit panels, circuit breakers, volume cleaners, coffee makers, calculators, generators, matching salt and pepper shakers.
Editors, can you just, before he asks this question, editors, can you just like put a thing in that says you can just fast forward 60 seconds?
Editor's note, it was actually 64 seconds.
Unless you're a Weird Al fan.
Well, unless, yeah, that's what I mean. You can just put a disclaimer like, hey, if you're not a Weird Al fan.
Oh, by the way,
you can just
we
fast
can
forward.
check in.
Oh, all right. The barbecue boys have checked in. So I want to see you guys suss this out. This can be gotten.
Obviously,
So-
I just brought up We Didn't Start the Fire. This has that type of,
Yep, and it's a
Vibe
hardware
to it.
store.
yeah. Is it a certain hardware store?
Tennis
Wow.
rackets and ankle brackets.
Well, you can't get it. I mean, yeah, you can get it.
Walmart?
I was
Don't
thinking Walmart. Yeah, I was thinking.
Don't.
I was also thinking Walmart.
Don't
Don't.
overthink it.
Overthink it.
Trash compactors, juice extractors,
Already
shower
said
rods,
the
and
answer.
water.
Just
Oh,
use
is
it.
it
Jesus,
just
can you help them
hardware
anymore?
Okay, do you want to just call it hardware? Sure.
Sure.
We'll check in with hardware store.
Only reason I helped them, Josh, because this was 1,000% your wheelhouse, and you didn't.
That
even-
is it. This
So
there
that-
isn't much more wheelhouse on a sports trivia podcast for me than Weird Al.
Yeah. So anyway, so barbecue boys, your answer, please.
Yes, that is hardware store.
All right. Both teams getting their points here. Yes, it is hardware store. And it is one of my favorite verses of any Weird Al song. Was he just goes off on that for like a
It's
minute.
really good. It's a great verse and fun to read.
Is it like a parody of a different song?
Nope, that's one of his originals, just like Albuquerque.
All right. And after halftime, we have a score of Benchwarmers Only fan page with 280, and just a couple of guys that shared barbecue extended their lead. They're now at 325. And that brings us to the third quarter. And today's third quarter will be 5-on-3.
Five on three. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized lists containing 5 items, where each item is worth 10 points. The teams will attempt to guess as many items as they can. However, if a team has an incorrect guess, they will receive 0 points for that list.
Okay, what teams do we have left?
We're not doing that today. It's similar, but not that. So I'm going to give you a quarterback, and you just have to tell me the 5 players who caught the most touchdowns from that quarterback.
Oh, we're doing that one again. Okay.
We're doing that one again. I love these ones, so that's what I do for my third quarter. So. All right, so question 1, the quarterback, Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, we'll check in.
Benchwarmers Only fan page checked in. Barbecue Boys, I need an answer.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go more than 2 on this one.
Okay. Moss Carter,
Just-
Robinson.
I'm just not sure about. Maybe I'm not sure I feel comfortable. with
Okay.
that, to be
Well,
honest.
we'll just go with the 2. That's fine.
It's killing me. Maybe in that like last year before he got hurt. The other one is Nate Burleson. That's the other name that could possibly be in the top 5. Maybe. I don't know. You want to go with those 3?
Sure. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right, we'll check in with Moss, Carter, and Robinson.
Okay, and over to OnlyFams.
Yeah, we just checked in with the 2. And then right as we did that, I thought of Marcus Robinson right before Walling said Robinson and sent that to Matt, but we'd already checked him with the 2. Is Kelly Campbell a guy? That was
He's
his
a
name,
guy.
right?
I don't know if he
That
caught that
was a
many,
guy.
though.
His name came up, but we just went with the 2 to play safe. So we checked
Burleson
in
was
with-
the name at the end that had popped in my head, but I just don't know if I
Is
feel
there a
comfortable if
random
there was enough.
Vincenta Shenko in there too?
he was on our. I sent the name over to Matt.
I'm not sure any of the tight ends are out in that era.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We
Yeah,
checked
because
in
I.
with
Okay.
Carter and Moss.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with a couple guys that aren't on the list. Calvin Johnson, and right on the outside, almost
Oh,
there.
that's right. He was
Jim,
with Detroit for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jim Kleinsasser's right on the
Yep,
outside.
that's
so
the name I
nobody's-
told Scott asked,
Yep,
is there any
he was
tight,
on the
tight
list.
ends on this list? And I said, nothing consistent. Kleinsasser was the only one that was there for a couple of years.
He was more a
I didn't
fullback.
ask for tight
I know,
end, fullback
I know he had the
combos.
tight end right, but he was always in the backfield as a fullback.
All right. So first with
Identified
50,
Kleinsasser.
50, 53 touchdown catches from Dante Culpepper is Randy Moss. And then we have a pretty steep drop off to number 2, who only had 15. That was Chris Carter. With 10, we have Nate Burleson.
Hmm.
With 9, we have Marcus Robinson. And with 7, Kelly Campbell.
Jesus, Kelly Campbell was in the top 5.
I
That's
had it that
insane.
damn. Wow.
Yeah, would have you ever felt comfortable throwing that name out there? I didn't
If it
realize
was a
this.
list of people on the Vikings roster, I would have felt comfortable.
So, but that's the hard thing, is knowing how much of a fallout there was, and then how few he threw to anybody who wasn't named
Everybody's just
Randy
right.
Moss.
honestly,
that's
it's
why-
worse.
That's why he was exposed as a fraud of a quarterback when they traded Randy Moss, because he was terrible,
Yeah.
and then somebody broke his knee. So,
Other players on the list, you had Chris Chambers, who caught a couple, Ontario Smith, Robert Smith, Jerry
Solid.
Porter.
So now you
Travis.
see why I was struggling there, Walling. Like,
yeah.
and
It was
I
the
didn't feel
precipitous.
comfortable enough, even when I had Burleson at the last second, to go, he's probably there, because I think there was only one season with him, but he obviously caught
Yeah.
10 or whatever he said.
If I knew the answer, the lowest one that made the list was 5. I might have checked in Kelly Campbell.
Right.
All right. On to question number 2, and the quarterback for question 2, Jameis Winston.
Eric, we're checked in.
All right. BTP OnlyFans checked in. Just a couple of guys who share barbecue talked about.
Evans, Godwin, Jackson.
Is there any, was Michael Thomas healthy that
No.
first season that he was there?
No, he hasn't been healthy in.
I know it's been a long time. I'm
4
just trying to
years?
think of,
It was like 21. It's like the COVID season, I think.
because was that the first year he was there? Was the COVID year?
He might have been there the year before, but I don't know if he played. Where's Mason when you need him? Mason, wake up that kid. Teach him some New Orleans quarterback lore.
I feel, was Jackson there long enough after he was there?
I thought he was there for a little while at the start. I don't think that the number here is going to be. Evans is going to have most of them, I feel
Yeah.
like. And then,
I think Godwin definitely,
Godwin.
like, towards the end of his time there.
yeah. So I think Jackson was there at the very beginning. But, that's the one I'm willing, probably. I don't know. I just remember it being Jackson and Evans, and then switching over to Godwin and Evans.
That's the only one I'm not as comfortable with out of those 3. And then I was just trying to think if Michael Thomas would have in that but then that I'm not feeling confident with any of this, but I think Evans and Godwin will definitely be there, but I don't know about Jackson I don't know. If you feel confident, go with it, but I'm
Well, you're
I'm
talking me
leery
out
of
of it, Josh. I felt confident about it till you started.
because I'm trying to
talking
think
me
of how
out
long he was.
it.
I don't know how long he was there for. Because Winston started 2015?
Yeah.
I don't know. My brain got hurt from the first list where you had an obvious name or two, and then it was a crap shoot after that. And I feel we might be in that place. So
Right.
maybe, I don't know.
Well, okay, fine. I'll listen. I am successfully scared of Jackson, and I'm fine with Evans and Godwin at this point.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
do
that's
that to
okay.
you, but I just.
That's okay. I'm trying to think if there's other white receivers that Tampa Bay loves that I'm forgetting about. But
I don't think that there was much. So there's going to be
Okay.
some names. Did Kamara, would have he had enough?
I don't think he would have had enough.
Ugh, gross.
Oh,
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
just go with the two, maybe.
Okay, yeah, let's just go with Evans and Godwin.
We'll see if I talk you out of one.
Okay,
All right. So you're going with Evans and Godwin.
yeah.
Alrighty. BTP only fam. What was your answer?
I think at some point they had that Mike Williams guy that I hated.
He's dead.
That wide receiver. Yes.
Which one?
Yes. We had same names, Evans, Godwin, and then we were talking about Kamara, and it autocorrected. Matt's Kamara autocorrected to Kamala, and then I couldn't get the thought of James Winston throwing passes to Kamala out of my head. What a tight end! Just
Oh,
Mhm.
the back of the end zone, toe tap, because he wrestled barefoot. So, the toe tap. But we ended up checking in with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and then we threw out a third one because we need to try to get some points here. So we also checked in with Cameron Brate.
Mm.
So number 1 is Mike Evans. He has 31.
What? No.
Number 2, good job, is Cameron Brate. He has 24.
Wow.
Number 3 is Chris Godwin. He had 14. Number
14.
Number 4 with 7 is actually tied with number 5 as well, who also has 7, is Adam Humphries and OJ Howard.
Oh dear, gross.
Oh, OJ Howard.
Where's
Michael
Austin
Thomas.
Jenkins?
Michael Thomas has 3. Vincent Jackson has 3. Alvin Kamara has 4. Deshaun Jackson has 2. Peyton Barber 2. Vita Vey 1. Yeah.
Oh,
What about Doug Martin?
that's the Kamala
Say Doug
play.
Martin?
And Chris Olave also with 1.
Yeah, Wally, if you would have had Brate before, like you said, when he just
Yeah.
popped in your head afterwards, that I would have been comfortable with that. But notice Jackson wasn't on that list. Woo!
Good job talking me out of that one.
Not you wouldn't have gone Adam Humphries.
No,
thought about
maybe
Adam
Chris
Humphries,
Humphries,
popped in
but
No, he was catching something else.
CDs. What?
Whoa. Hey.
All right.
He only did it.
let's-
He only caught him for like 40 something.
Oh, that's
days,
where
though.
we dropped
Yeah,
off.
Fine,
40 something
that's
days. Yeah.
So guys, we're keeping this. We're trying to keep this podcast herpes free for 2024. All right. So this is
Guys, we're
Bell
legit
strikes
now.
free.
Okay? We have a promo code.
We've
We're
got
legit.
a Hungarian promo code.
right. We don't want to.
No, see, it doesn't work. Last year would have worked fine. Herpes free in 2023. It
I want our
doesn't.
2023.
It doesn't.
More
Our promo-
herpes in
yeah.
2024.
No, I think
herpes
it's-
more in
No,
24.
I think it's
Less herpes
no,
is
Ian,
more in
Ian, I think
2024.
it's herpes galore in 24.
Oh.
Galore. Yeah.
I want it to be
What?
Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, but in Hungarian and all one word.
Oh, there you
So
go.
if you ask my mother, it doesn't translate.
Oh.
Anyway.
You tried
All
that,
right.
huh?
Anytime you ask her what something means in Hungarian, she's like, it doesn't translate.
Just a blanket statement.
I'm sure I've told this story before. We were walking through Budapest, and there was a picture of the movie San Andreas starring The Rock,
Yeah.
and then there's just a Hungarian word underneath. I'm like, what does that translate to? She's like, it doesn't. What do you mean? What is it? I'm like, tell me what this movie is called in Hungarian, please. I need to know. And she just still, to this day, 10 years later, still has yet to tell me what it means.
There was something I read about The Sixth Sense in some country. There was a poster about it, and it was "He's a Ghost" is the name of the translated the translated title.
Spoiler
He's a
alert.
ghost.
Probably in Hungary.
Spoiler. Sorry.
I don't want to shock too many people.
No,
All right.
he's dead or something like that.
He's dead. All right. Question number 3. The quarterback we're looking for today is Cam Newton. I will say this: not a lot of who's on his list. I feel like he needed to spread the ball around more. Jameis Winston at least threw a touchdown to Bobo Wilson. All right, like this, he's got
Wilson.
he's got like no Bobo Wilsons on his list.
We're going to check in.
All right, BTP only fan has checked in. A couple of guys at Share Barbecue. I'm going to need an answer.
Yeah. We got too many names.
We do. Can you give us a few more minutes, please? Thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
So we've got Olsen has to be, right? Like,
Oh yeah, Olsen. I think Olsen has to be number one on this list. He overlapped the most and was sort of the only mildly prolific, consistent name in there.
yeah. Steve Smith Sr. was there for at least a few years, wasn't he, with him in the beginning?
Yeah, I thought he was at the beginning, and then he went to Baltimore, right? I just don't know if it, like, how long into the tenure was he there? Like, was it the first two, or was it?
All right. What do you want to go with?
I mean, it's all made up points. You want to just go with the 5 names that we came up with first for fun?
The 5 that you had all typed out there, the Smith, Olsen, Ginn, Benjamin and Funches?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll check
All
in
right.
those
What
5.
the heck?
Okay, and OnlyFans.
Yeah, thinking about this, man. Is Panthers wide receiver like Bears quarterback? Like Panthers wide receiver post Steve Smith, I guess, if you want to say pre DJ Moore, which is of like a 5-6 year window. That's terrible. Wow. Yeah, we had all the same names. We ended up going with the 3 we felt most comfortable with because I don't think Smith was there long enough. I think there was maybe a 2-year overlap, but then again, that could be all it takes when you have a list with these names on it. So we checked in with Olsen, Benjamin, and Funches.
So number 1, 35 touchdowns, Greg Olsen. Number 2, that's right, number 2 with 21, Devin Funches. Number 3 with 19, we have Ted Ginn. Number 4 with 16. Was it all in the one season because he was trash after that? Kelvin Benjamin. And he was there long enough. Steve Smith with 15.
Wow.
Hey!
Wow.
Right outside, he had Christian McCaffrey with 12, Brandon LaFell with 12, Corey Brown 6, Mike Tolbert 6, Ed Dixon 6, Jonathan Stewart 5, Curtis Samuel 4, Jeremy Shockey 4, Jericho Cotchery 3, Rex Burke had 2, and Fozzie Whitaker also had 2.
I get what you were saying, Eric, about like these 5 are at least names that like are names you'd come up with, come up with. Like some of those other lists were like, really?
After the third quarter, we got a score update here. We have the Benchwarmers only fan page with 360 and just a couple of guys that shared barbecue, 425. And that brings us to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
The categories for today are as follows. Question 1, first time in forever, and that will be Olympics. Question 2, you're welcome, and that's basketball. Question 3, dig a little deeper, that's college football. And question 4, bare necessities, that's the NFL. It's now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question number 1, category first time in forever. The men's U.S. Olympic soccer team qualified for the Olympics for Olympic play for the first time since 2008. In their first match, they were defeated by host country France. In their second go-around, they defeated New Zealand 4-1. Who scored the first goal in Olympic competition for Team USA in 16 years?
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. We will check in.
Just a couple of guys that share barbecue have checked in. BTP OnlyFans. Talk it out.
I only know a couple of guys on the U.S. men's national team, so
Yeah, it's
And
that
I know
American
it's-
guy, right?
what's that?
That American guy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, just making
U.S.
sure.
national team gotta be Americans, I'd imagine. It's wrong because hearing them talk it out sounds like it's a different name than so we're probably wrong. But the only name I can think of is that Pulisic.
I believe it's Christian Pulisic.
Is that he? Pulisic? I thought it was Pulisic.
I've heard it as Pulisic or Pulisic, but I mean,
Yeah, I know who he is.
Chase Budinger, Budinger. So yeah, we're gonna check in with Christian Pulisic, or what do you say, Pulisic? That's not right. What you said's not right. But we're gonna check in with that guy for 69 points.
Nice. And barbecue boys.
That's what a wonderful one-act play. One man, one-act play by Scott. We were going back and forth because I was trying to figure out if I could spell his first name. But it was Georgi Mihailovic for 75 points.
Yeah, it's kind of I wouldn't say a trick question, but the least American name I've ever seen in my life. First name spelled Djordje. Last name Mihailovic, Mihailovic. So yeah, American.
Yeah, why
Is
aren't
it-
these American guys why don't they have American name? Why can't it be like Dan Murray scored the goal?
But isn't America supposed to be a melting pot of a whole
Hey,
bunch of
it is.
We
weird
had a German
people?
guy named Julian Green, for Christ's sakes. Like, we couldn't.
So
Whatever
yeah,
happened?
so
Did-
Walling, when
He's
he
like
posted
30
that,
now.
that seemed it. I was like, that is that guy, because I saw the highlights from the goal and they said his name, and I was like, wait, which team scored?
Right?
Who scored?
Yeah,
I
it
was
like a
watching-
penalty at the beginning. Yeah.
I was watching the women's soccer match. It was against Germany, and I'm about 3 minutes into the game thinking that Germany was in white because the other team looked like it was red, white, and blue.
Yes, they were in the blue jerseys. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wait, what? Like,
So
Team USA looks like trash. Germany's all over them.
I wasn't sure if you were just writing this today, because truly the first time in forever happened for the U.S. getting a medal in rugby,
That's what I thought
Today.
this is going to be about.
because
Yeah.
that was 100 years.
That I know. This was written prior. This was written when he scored that goal. I'm like, yep, there it is. I know I got a host on Tuesday, and then
Yeah.
my wife was sitting on the couch. She's like, they haven't scored in 16 years. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, it's not. It sounds worse than it is. It's not like they're. It's not like they're
it's
at
actually
every
worse than that.
Olympic. Well, it's
Yeah.
not like
They
they're at every Olympics and
I
they
was gonna
don't
say, they didn't-
score.
They didn't qualify every year,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Every
yeah.
Olympic.
I think that's actually worse.
Well, it
No,
is,
it's
but it
not
isn't.
They don't score at everyone. It's that they don't play in everyone because they don't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's more impressive when if they actually have played consistently for 16 years.
Yeah.
It's like the Oakland A's when they score a run. Everyone's like, whoa, it's first time in like 8 games.
Question number 2, category. You're welcome. This is a nice, easy 50-50 question here. So the answer's right in front of you. Shouldn't take long. Who has more career assists? Sean Kemp or Wayne Gretzky?
I knew it was a hidden hockey question.
Called it.
Oh.
We'll check in.
All right. Just a couple of guys that share barbecue have checked in. BTP OnlyFans, talk it out.
At first, I thought maybe it's not Kemp, but now I'm thinking it is Kemp. Well, first I thought it was, then I thought it wasn't. Now I think I'm back to thinking that Kemp has more assists.
So, how many assists do you think he averaged a game? 3?
Not many. I would say 3 or less than 4. I would have to imagine. I mean,
And
he didn't pass. He was a big man and he was a ball hog. So I
So-
can't imagine it's more than 4,
should we
but at the
say?
same time,
Should we say? Do you want to say 3 or do you want to say 2?
let's say 3. Because
Okay,
I mean,
so
you can fall into 3 assists passing to Gary Payton, Dallas Shrimp, etc. Like he
in
had good teams.
so injuries, etc. We think he played probably about 70 games a year,
Towards the end, probably last, but yeah, about 15 seasons, I think.
15
Probably.
seasons.
But yeah, I think he came in like late 80s, and then he played into the early 2000s.
Okay, so that's 700. That's 1,050 games. So for 3,150 assists, if he has
Yeah.
3. I know that I did something similar to this when I did a question about who has the most amount of goals. I think it was I said Messi or Ovechkin.
Mhm.
I remember looking up Gretzky's numbers, and I thought he had somewhere around 2,000 assists. I don't know if that's
Okay.
right, but in that neighborhood.
So I think Kemp probably has more than, right?
Sounds logical.
Okay. You know what? There aren't many things that Sean Kemp probably has over Wayne Gretzky in life, so let's give him this. So we're going to check in with Sean Kemp, 9 points.
All right, and barbecue.
Did you say 69 points again?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right.
Spoiler alert, they're all 69.
Thank you. I'll just write that down right now.
You're welcome.
Write that down.
So yeah, Wayne Gretzky, and he's just shy of 2000. He's in the 1900s. Walling was initially like he was guessing that Kemp was in the 1,000 range. I think he's closer to like 1,500. I don't think he's at 2,000 though. I think that's way more. That's giving him too much credit for assists. So we're hoping that he's in that 1,600 range, which doesn't get him to Gretzky. So we're checking in with Wayne Gretzky for 75 points.
All right, one team getting their points here, shockingly, since you both have 2 separate answers. Matt and Scott hit it almost directly on the head there, except for one minor detail. He played 1,051 games, Matt. You said 1,050. You were off by 1 game.
Nice.
Wow, that's insane.
There's my math,
However-
Josh. Yeah.
However, his assists per game is not 3. It's 1.6.
Ooh.
So if you do that math, his career totals for assists is 1,704, and Wayne Gretzky's is 1,963. So the correct answer is Wayne Gretzky.
Couldn't even have that open.
Good job on getting the games almost spot on though. But
How many assists did he average?
1.6. he said.
I gave him too much.
1.6.
I gave a guy too much credit for saying he had 3 assists a game.
For a guy you said when he gets the ball.
Oh, absolutely. But again, when you have those teammates, you'd think you'd fall into like 3 assists a game, just throwing out of a double team, to like an open
Throw
Hersey
out a
Hawkins.
double team.
Just from the ball, dribbling the ball
Throwing
off
out
your
of a
foot to
triple team.
somebody.
See, and I was gonna try and talk you down from
Down?
3 to 2, but even if we had done 2, we would still
Still would have
Have
been
been
over
over
2,000.
it, yeah.
Well. All right, let's move on to question number 3. Category dig a little deeper in college football. Leonard Fournette holds the single-season rushing yards record for LSU with 1,953 yards. Despite not having a spot in the top 5 single-season rushing yards, what running back holds the career rushing record for LSU? He was drafted in the 2nd round and would go on to win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years.
I'm good with that if you feel good with that.
Yeah, sure. Let's check it in.
All right.
Just a couple of guys at Share Barbecue have checked in. BTP only fams, you guys can talk it out.
3
The
and
roller
4.
coaster over here with Scott because he was like, this one, oh no, that. No, this one. No, that. Maybe
Well, like
that
3
one.
and-
Oh no, not that.
3 and 4 makes me obviously think of the Chiefs.
Hmm.
Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really like to think about them anymore, and it sucks because I used to really like the Chiefs, and now it's ruined.
Why?
But I'm thinking-
What ruined the Chiefs for you?
Travis Kelce, and just like it's just the same story now.
Oh no,
Anyways,
Scott's gonna get canceled because he's anti Taylor Swift.
Oh,
He's a
you're-
non-Swifty, so the Swifties are going to.
I mean,
Scott.
if we're if I'm being completely honest, every album that comes out is not as good as the previous album. Like, come on, her old stuff is so good.
That you can
Like,
say about
it's hard to top.
most, like
No,
a
I
lot
agree.
of musical
I agree.
acts. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So let's stop celebrating every song she has like it's 22 or Shake It Off, because they're not. They're not. Anyways, 3 and 4.
Way to go,
makes-
Josh. Like you did really. It's like normally you have to kind of get somebody wound up a little bit before going on a rant. Josh just had to like a little tiny push.
Jeez, I know, just a little.
Dang. Listen, Mine is her most underrated song, and not many are as good as Mine. All right. I'm thinking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's 3 and 4. He went to LSU. Thought he was a first rounder though. I thought the whole thing was like they took him at the end of the first when they didn't really need him. I really thought that was the whole thing with him. And he also left early. So I just don't know if he would be the single season the career rushing leader for LSU. But I also, who else has won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years? There's a running back. Like, can you think of any other 3 and 4 guys
No, that's
who would have done that?
No,
Did the Patriots win 3 and 4?
I don't think so. No, they probably did in there somewhere. I don't know.
Who's the other guy? Who's that? No, he wouldn't have been there. I guess we just go Clyde Edwards-Helaire because most of the criteria fits. We're not going to win. Let's just. All right, we're going to check in with Clyde Edwards-Helaire for 69 points.
Okay, and over to just a couple of guys who share barbecue.
I think Edwards-Helaire is a first rounder. He's like last pick.
He's definitely first rounder. Yeah, I remember they didn't need him.
No,
I think I know who this is now, though.
Did you just get to where the Patriots were?
I think so.
Yeah. I was just thinking. I went at it straight from the Patriots, and then I was like, it's Kevin, and Josh goes Falk, and I said, yep, that's the one. So we checked in with Kevin Falk for 75 points.
Yeah, Scott Edwards-Helaire was not on that first Chiefs.
Oh, right. That's
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is why they drafted him when they didn't need him, because they were already.
Yeah, they took him because they lost, what was his, Williams and
Spencer Ware.
Yeah.
All those guys.
Kareem Hunt, did some stuff.
Yeah, it was. They lost Hunt and they lost.
Kareem Hunt pulled a P Diddy.
Williams.
Yeah.
Was it Damian Williams? Is that who I'm thinking? Who's that?
Yeah, Damian.
But yes, the correct answer. One team getting their points is Kevin Falk, Patriots. So Falk he had a few 1,200 yards seasons for LSU, but most of his, was it Darius Geis had like a huge season or two with them and all these other guys. But yeah, Falk was steadily good for his 4 seasons, did not leave early. So that gives him the record. All right. Well, no need for a score update here. We'll just go right to question number 4, category Bear necessities. The Chicago Bears have had some of the worst quarterback play in NFL history, but have had some good luck rushing the ball. Name 2 of the last 3 1,000-yard rushers for the Chicago Bears.
We will check in.
All right, just a couple of guys sharing barbecue. It's checked in. BTP, OnlyFans, talk about.
Matt, great shout, Jordan Howard. Great shout. I forgot Jordan Howard existed. Great shout there. Totally forgot about that.
The 2 names that I contribute was, Montgomery's not exactly a tough pull, but Howard, I didn't remember his first name, but you got Jordan, so I guess some kid named Howard. I can't remember his last name. It was like 2019 or 2018 or 20 something like that.
Baby Ruth Howard.
Yeah. And then you said Justin Fields.
Justin Fields for sure. And I think him and Montgomery is the right way to go.
You know, go Fields and Montgomery?
Because they've had like the change of pace guys like Terry Cohen, Khalil Herbert, and they've had like Deontay Foreman. But yeah, we'll go with Fields and Montgomery for 69 points.
All right, and over to a couple of guys that share barbecue.
Yeah, we were pretty quick to go to have either Montgomery or Montgomery. Yeah, we were pretty quick on that. And then I was thinking, then I thought, okay, there was somebody I can't remember his name, and then there would have been Forte, but then Walling said Fields, and I was like, crap, he did run for 1,000. So I was like, that makes Forte would actually be the fourth, which would be a wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
So we should go with the remember, because I couldn't remember Jordan Howard. So we also checked in with Montgomery and Fields for 75.
All right. Players it was not. Raymond Harris, Rashawn Salam, Curtis Enos.
Curtis Enos. Yeah, I was waiting for
Khalil
it.
Herbert.
Anthony Thomas. No. So yeah, in 2022, Justin Fields did it. In 2021, no one did it. He went back to 2020, where David Montgomery had just barely cracked 1,000. And then right before that, 2017, I guess you had to go back far enough for Jordan Howard's 1,100-yard season. So both teams getting their points. It's Justin Fields, David Montgomery, and Jordan Howard.
Thank you, Walling, for remembering that Justin Fields was a guy who was a virtual running back.
Yeah, he did have that one glorious escape year.
Guy can't pass for crap, but
No.
boy, can he run.
He can't.
Escape year. It's a perfect way to put it, too. That's
Yes.
what he was doing the entire
Just
season.
run for your life year.
All right. The game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. Finishing with a solid 222 points, we have the Benchwarmers Only fan page. And our clipboard captains of the game, who will be receiving the coveted Justin Fields Award with 725 points. Just a couple of guys that shared barbecue. Congratulations, gentlemen. The halftime was amazing, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't think
Wow.
there's been a
Wow.
halftime where I've known the answers faster.
So,
We throw it over to special guest Eric Wallen.
yeah, Eric Walling, anything you want to say? Thanks for supporting us.
I can't believe I'm finally on the show after all these years.
You know, probably not going to have you back. I'm just going to say C-.
That's all right.
I mean, technically, out of the bunch here,
Right.
he is the least tenured of us, so I guess that would make him sort of the guest.
C- kind of got me through college, so I'll take
There you
it.
go.
Hey,
That's all
C's
you
get
needed.
degrees.
Yes. D's for duns.
All right.
Well, I can't wait to try these Hayash. Also,
I recommend you try everything.
Hi, Josh.
I'm just gonna wait because I want to at least get 6.9 cents off. So I'm gonna wait for the promo code, and then I'll definitely be ordering something up.
All right. Well, yes.
So make sure
definitely-
you share that as soon as you can, because maybe
Oh.
I'll be able to get something by my birthday. So
Definitely. So yes, DobleShalites.com. When we have the promo code, we will definitely let everybody know. Yeah, Mark, you listen to us enough. Order some pastries. All right, stop being
That's fair.
cheap.
And
stop
hey,
buying all those baseball cards on sale at Walmart and spend some
I'm not
money
gonna
on
say-
some baked goods.
I'm not going to say hi, Mark, for once. I'm going to say bye, Mark, as in B-U-Y. Bye, Mark.
Yeah.
Please buy them.
All right. Well, on behalf of Matt Doherty, Eric Walling, Scott Grimes, Josh Myamick, and myself, you've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. And until next time, we'll keep the bench warm. I'm not mentioning ticks at all this time. It's just not even once today.
It just did now. It hasn't stopped recording.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Matt's fault.
Well, that's
so-
not. Yeah, that's not on me.
I'm
That's,
not mentioning, especially where that last one was.
I did see a giant red spider in the driveway. Yeah, almost tripped my son. Like, just,
the spider.
So you're
you
going
just-
with as long
you
as
gave him
you just don't be the slowest. Is that what you're going with?
oh no, there's definitely it. I'm like, what the hell? And I ran, and he was in the way. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Do you give him the same stiff arm that the rugby girl did to score the winning?
No, it seriously felt like it. And then I looked it up. It was called, they're called like woodlouse spiders. If you want to be terrified of something up close, look up a woodlouse spider because that thing's got fangs that will take out an adult.
I don't want to
Matt,
look
you
at
can
that.
stop the
Why
recording.
do you live where you live? You've got killer
This is-
spiders.
That's a
You
giant
get like
I'll tell
a
you what.
mile of snow every winter.
Close to Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
Woodlouse spiders look like
Can't
they
get-
have
can't get
giant
away.
peanuts or butts on the back of their.
oh, this thing was like bright red and just I'm just saying it's dead now, but I didn't kill it. Someone did.
All right, we're stopping the recording. Bye, guys.
hit high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.
Speaking of weird lists, Tony Banks.
Yes.
So Tony Banks' list is amazing. People that have only caught one from him, this is amazing. Azir Hakim, Lawrence Phillips,
Oh my God.
Then he
Ricky
killed somebody.
Pearl, Torrance Ball, Priest Holmes, yeah, and then people that caught more: Eric Rett, Shannon Sharp caught a couple from him, Michael Westbrook, Jermaine Lewis, Andre Johnson. But the top five for Tony Banks. Number one has 12, and that's Isaac Bruce. Then it's Eddie Kennison with 8, Kadri Ishmael with 6, Rod Gardner with 4, and number 5 also with 4 is Amp Lee.
I don't even know who that is.
Wow.
This is just
Spike's brother.
good job, Tony Banks. You just spread that ball around.